This is the Man Stop It podcast. Man Stop It. Man Stop It. I had to move around for a minute, but this is a story on my son Rooga, and I'm gonna give it to y'all like this. He always could sing, he always could rap. So this is like a little short story of his, stardom to fame. And I used to always hear him through the house, all my sons. I got 8 sons, but Rooga used to always rap. He used to always sing. He was a Lil Wayne head, He was he loved Lil Wayne, and he used to be in the house singing. But y'all won't believe what he used to be in the house singing. Some Sam Cooke down by the river. Y'all might don't know nothing about that, but yeah, that's what Rooga used to sing in the crib. But so I just said, you know what, I'm finna take him and start putting him in the studio. So that's what I did. I started taking him to studios, putting them in front of people. Maybe 10 years ago, you know what I'm saying? Something like that, 'cause it's 2022. But I was putting them in front of people, trying to give them some exposure to people. And, I did personal protection, security for a celebrity in the industry, and y'all know who he is. People might know who he is. And a lot of people that's going to see this, they know who I'm talking about. But while I was out there with him, I used to network with him. I'm working, but at the same time, I'm networking. So the celebrity is R. Kelly. I did personal protection for him. So while I was out there with him, I was networking for my son. So when I'm out there, I'm talking to people, I'm meeting people, I'm asking questions and all that. So this is how I started. So we started going to the studio, taking my son to different studios. My homies, niggas I meet in his first show. He had his first show. He did good on it. You know what I'm saying? And that's probably that little singing shit that everybody see that's floating around. But ain't nothing wrong with singing. But that's what I had him doing shows, singing. You know what I'm saying? Because I figure like that's the way that's gonna really get him out of there. But the rapping shit, that's cool. You know what I'm saying? So he really can rap. So Duck came out with that slide in 2018. You know what I'm saying? So I talked to my son. He had called me, and we was talking, and he was just telling me, he was like, Les, I think I want to rap. So I'm like, that's cool. You know what I'm saying? Shit. You want to rap? Go ahead. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to never stop him and tell him, no, don't rap. You know what I'm saying? But so he started rapping, you know what I'm saying? He started building up his little clout. He started doing what he was doing. So I meet a few managers, and I put managers in front of him. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to go the right route with him and put people in right places. You feel me? So I lay up here. I hook him up with a nigga in L.A., somebody I met, but the nigga wind up, he my homie now. You feel me? He was new on the scene trying to do his thing. You know what I'm saying? So I plugged him with my son, but he didn't know what he was doing with my son because he was with us. He was hanging up under R. Kelly and hanging up under Kels. So his focus wasn't on my son's focus was on being with Kels, trying to get somewhere else. You feel me? So I was like, yeah, I'm gonna counsel him. So that's what happened. I wound up counseling him with my son. I don't want you to manage my son. You're not focused on my son. So I met my other homie who I've been knowing, his name Wayne Williams. Wayne Williams been told me, don't give your son away. I want your son. So I'm like, all right. So I tell Wayne. So Wayne, we meet up. Wayne got his own label too. He got a label called I Told You So Records. But Wayne got a 35-year history with Jive Records. And this is my man. He got a 35-year history with Jive Records. So I introduced Wayne and my son Rooga together. And Wayne told me he got a guy out here by the name of Christian that's manage his artists and stuff. He do the management part of artists. So I called Christian, and I met him. I linked my son up with Christian. You know what I'm saying? So by this time, my son had started buzzing. So he came out with the Blickathon. Not the Blickathon, he came out with Members. He had some other hits out too, but Members became his first million song, the song that reached a million. He did that on his own. You feel me? With Members, he did that. So he doing his thing, he building it up. It's cause he working. He stayed in the studio, he was working. You know what I'm saying? So now we meet Kristen. Kristen came in, started doing a little something, and then that's when after the Members, my son and my cousin Duck did that exposing me. So when they did that exposing me went crazy. You feel me? So that helped him out too. You know what I'm saying? When he did the exposing me with his cousin Duck. You feel me? So when they do that, now he really moving. He working. He working. You know what I'm saying? But I know my son. His work ethic is different from a lot of people. He worked, but he worked at his pace. You know what I'm saying? And everything he put out was fire. You know what I'm saying? Everything he put out, I watch all his reactions to everything he put out. And people love it. They fuck with him. So we still working. He doing shows. Uh, One day we on the stage. I think we was at the play or something. And I'll never forget this. This was like really when he started really buzzing. And he saw all them people in there when we walked in play. He like, damn. You know what I'm saying? That's when I was right there behind him when I could move better, with my legs and shit. I'm on top of it because I did personal protection security. So I know what to do, and I'm right there with my son. So we walk in, he on the stage. I'm talking about it's packed. That place packed. And I know he just turned around towards me. He probably don't remember. He probably do. But he turned around to me and he was like, damn, all these people here for me? And I looked at him and I said, yeah, man, they for you. You know what I'm saying? So that's when I know that he really had that buzz. You know what I'm saying? So like I say, Christian was his manager. So after the exposing me came the Blickathon. And I was right there with him when he did the Blickathon. I was in the studio with him. And when he did the Blickathon was hot, blew up. And that should have really been one of his biggest songs, which it is, you know what I'm saying? But his manager didn't know how to work it. He didn't know how to work with him. So my son started learning, seeing shit. So now he getting, he fuck with Christian, but at the same time, he started seeing a lot of other stuff, because he was like on house arrest for them 2 years during the pandemic. You know what I'm saying? He was like on house arrest, and he told me, when I get off house arrest, I'm leaving. I'm gonna be moving. I'm gonna be gone. I'm gonna be doing this. I'm gonna doing that. And sure enough, he did that. When he got off house arrest, he was gone, man. He was moving there where he was all in L.A. He was moving, you know what I'm saying, kicking it, doing what he's supposed to do. And that's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to get up out of here, man. You feel me? So, hey, BF. So, that's what he said he wanted to do. So he started doing it, man. And, you know, if anybody know, I know. And people know me, that know his work ethic and where he come from and how he struggled. It's a struggle, man. And it's for everybody. It's not overnight. You gotta crawl before you can walk. So his manager hired him when he had the Blickathon, so the shit didn't go right. So the manager, he got so comfortable with my son, whereas that I told him to like keep me informed on what you got going on with him. You know what I'm saying? So he got so relaxed that he started not keeping me informed. But I told my son, you are the boss. He your manager. He worked for you. You feel me? He worked for you. So this is what I got to tell him, and this is what I got to show him. That you are the artist. He your manager. He worked for you. You feel me? So I tell him, you know what I'm saying? So Christian got him. when he got the Blickathon. He ain't do nothing with him, man. You had him all that time, and you ain't do nothing with him, man. So now my son really getting a buzz. So now he out there in L.A. kicking it. He out there with Lil Chris. He see how Lil Chris management team doing and how these people running for him. They doing everything. So one morning, I'm at home. I get a call from Christian, his manager. So he called my phone. I'm like, what's going on, Christian? He like, man, your son, man, he did it, man. He did it again. I said, what'd he do? He said, man, he don't want my services no more. I said, he don't want your services no more. Shit. I said, what you want me to do, man? He don't want your services no more, man. That's what it is, man. I can't do nothing about that, bro. You know what I'm saying? Because I put him in your arms. I put him with you, bro. You know what I'm saying? I'm doing more work for him, which I am, really his sole manager. I don't give a fuck what manager I put in front of him, bro. Let me know what you got going on with my son. You know what I'm saying? Because I know, you're going to come back to me talking about this and that. No, I want to know, bro. So I told him to tell me that. He didn't tell me. So my son called my man Wayne Williams. And he asked him, what have y'all done for me? My son wasn't under no real contract with them anyway. You feel me? So I told Wayne my son want out, bro. He want out. He don't wanna be tied into this label, this contract no more. You know what I'm saying? So we wind up, the manager put a studio in the crib. That's the studio he made the motherfucking GD Anthem with. He made that at the crib with that same studio dude put in the crib. So I told my son, man, give him his studio back, man. You know what I'm saying? So that was that. That was over with. He got rid of him. So now I just teaching him the game. So now I got up with this dude called my homie. His name is Malik Youssef from Chicago, and Malik, I hit him up on IG. So me and Malik, we kicking it. You know what I'm saying? So he was like, "Shit, I'm gonna get back with you." He got back with me, right? So we talking and everything. So I tell Malik, I say, "Look, I'm gonna put my son Buddy on the phone with us, because I be trying to line stuff up right, because I want Devo to know what's going on too, because Devo always with my son, just being honest. And I want Devo to know the game, which I want all of them to know the game. But I know Devo was on that side. He's really on like the business side of that. He pay attention. He understand what's going on. So I put Malik on the phone with Devo, and he was asking me, well, who you want me to reach out to? And I told him I want him to reach out to certain people. You know what I'm saying? And I named one of the guys that I want him to reach out to. And he reached out to him. So he called me back and said that he was like talking about my son. So he was like, do you have a contract on him? So my man Malik was like, no, I don't have a contract on him. So he like, well, why you talking to him? He said, because his pops, he know you. His name Les. He said, I know Les. I know who he is. But do you have a contract on him? He said, no. He said, man, left it at that. So he left it at that. So I was like, okay, cool. I told him, and I thanked him and everything. I said, man, I appreciate you, bro. I appreciate you. But I'm just saying this to say, man, I ain't going to never give up on none of my kids. But my boy Rooga, he stayed grinding. He stayed doing it. And I was helping him all the way, man. All the way with my son. So what I'm saying is, like,